Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about something we've all felt at some point. The urge to prove ourselves, to chase after validation, to make someone see our worth. But today I want you to remember this. You won't chase, but time will break him. There is a kind of power that comes with knowing your worth, a quiet confidence that doesn't beg for validation. Too often, we find ourselves seeking approval, wanting to be seen, heard, and understood. We chase after people, opportunities, and recognition, believing that if we try a little harder, if we prove ourselves a little more, we will finally be enough. But here's the truth. What is truly meant for you will never require you to lose yourself in the pursuit of it. Self-worth is not about proving anything to anyone. It is about knowing deep in your soul that you are enough as you are. It is about understanding that your value is not determined by someone else's ability to see it. The moment you internalize this, you stop chasing things that diminish you. You stop running after people who don't appreciate you. You stop fighting for spaces that were never meant to hold your greatness in the first place. When you chase something that isn't aligned with your destiny, you exhaust yourself trying to mold into something you're not. You compromise your standards, adjust your voice, and dim your light just to fit into someone else's expectation. But what if you dare to believe that you are already worthy? What if, instead of chasing, you chose to attract? The energy of self-worth is magnetic. When you move with confidence, when you set boundaries, when you refuse to settle, the right people, the right opportunities, and the right experiences find their way to you effortlessly. Letting go of validation is not about arrogance, it's about liberation. It's about understanding that external approval is fleeting, but self-respect is forever. Those who fail to see your worth today will be the ones watching in awe tomorrow. But by then, their validation won't even matter to you, because when you build yourself, when you nurture your growth, when you invest in becoming the best version of yourself, you realize that you were always enough. You just needed to see it for yourself. The world will try to convince you that you need to prove yourself to be worthy of love, success, or recognition. But the truth is, the only thing you need to do is show up for yourself. The right people will recognize you without you having to convince them. The right doors will open without you having to push them. And what is meant for you will never require you to chase. It will align with you when the time is right. Patience is often misunderstood as waiting idly, but in reality, it is one of the greatest strengths a person can possess. It is not about doing nothing. It is about trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even when we cannot see it yet. Life has a way of testing us, making us question whether we are on the right path, whether we are making the right decisions. But the truth is, time always reveals everything: intentions, loyalty, resilience, and the true nature of people and circumstances. When we act out of impatience, we often make choices driven by fear, insecurity, or the need for immediate validation. We rush into relationships, we settle for less than we deserve, we chase after things that are not meant for us, simply because we are afraid of waiting. But what if we trusted the process? What if we believed that what is meant for us will come at the right time, in the right way? Time has an incredible way of showing us who truly belongs in our lives. The ones who genuinely care will always remain, while those who were never meant to stay will eventually reveal their true colors. No amount of chasing, begging, or forcing will change that. There is a certain peace that comes with patience, a quiet assurance that you don't need to prove yourself to anyone. You don't need to rush into situations just because the world tells you that you are running out of time. The right opportunities will align when you are ready. The right people will recognize your worth without you having to constantly remind them. When you give yourself the gift of patience, you allow life to unfold naturally, without resistance. Time also teaches us lessons that we might not understand in the moment. Sometimes what feels like rejection is actually redirection. What feels like a delay is often preparation. The things we once cried over, the people we once fought to keep, eventually become the very things we are grateful for losing. Looking back, we realize that everything happened exactly as it was meant to, leading us towards something better, something more aligned with who we are meant to become. Patience is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the quiet confidence that you don't have to force anything that is truly yours. And when you choose patience over desperation, you give time the space to work its magic. Because no matter how things seem in the moment, one thing is certain: time always reveals the truth. Growth is the most powerful response to any situation that challenges your worth. Too often we exhaust ourselves trying to prove our value to people who fail to see it. We bend, we compromise, and we seek validation in places that were never meant to hold our greatness. But the truth is, real success doesn't come from proving yourself to others. It comes from focusing on your own evolution. The moment you shift your energy from seeking approval to self-improvement, everything changes. When you invest in growth, you are no longer controlled by the opinions or expectations of others. You stop wondering whether someone appreciates you, whether they recognize your effort, whether they think you're good enough. Instead, you put that energy into becoming the best version of yourself. You sharpen your skills, expand your knowledge, build your confidence, and nurture your passion. The more you grow, the less you need validation, because your worth becomes undeniable. One of the biggest mistakes people make is wasting time trying to convince others of their value. But the right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances will never require you to prove anything. When you build yourself, the world takes notice. People respect those who are committed to bettering themselves. They gravitate toward those who are focused, disciplined, and driven. When you work on yourself, your growth speaks louder than any words ever could. Focusing on growth also gives you the power of detachment. You no longer feel the need to chase things that do not align with you. Instead of forcing relationships, friendships, or opportunities, you allow them to flow naturally. You understand that what is meant for you will never require you to shrink, beg, or compromise your standards. When you prioritize your own development, you start attracting people and situations that match your energy rather than settling for what merely tolerates you. The greatest revenge, the greatest response, and the greatest transformation all come from growth. The person who doubted you will one day wish they had believed in you. The opportunity that overlooked you will one day regret not recognizing your potential. But by then, you won't even care, because your focus won't be on proving them wrong. It will be on building something greater for yourself. Growth is a lifelong commitment. It requires discipline, patience, and resilience. But when you choose to build yourself instead of seeking approval, you become unstoppable. You no longer move for applause, you move for progress. And that is where real power lies. Karma is one of the most powerful forces in life, an unshakable truth that governs the way energy moves in the world. What you put out, you will eventually receive. Every action, every word, and every intention carries energy. And that energy always finds its way back. Sometimes it happens immediately, other times it takes years. But make no mistake, karma is inevitable. No one escapes it. People often believe they can act without consequences, that they can betray, deceive, manipulate, or hurt others without ever facing repercussions. But time has a way of settling all debts. The universe is always watching, and justice is not something that can be avoided forever. You may not see it, you may not even know when it happens, but life has a way of returning every deed, good or bad, in its own perfect timing. On the other hand, kindness, honesty, and integrity also have a way of coming back. When you move with good intentions, when you uplift others, when you act with sincerity, life rewards you in ways you could never predict. The right people enter your life, the right opportunities find you, and doors open in unexpected places. Your goodness may not always be recognized immediately, but it is never wasted. The energy you put into the world plants seeds that will eventually grow into something greater than you ever imagined. Sometimes karma works in silence. You don't need to seek revenge, you don't need to prove anything, and you don't need to wish harm upon those who have wronged you. Let time take care of it. The best thing you can do is step back, focus on yourself, and trust that justice will be served in ways far beyond your control. There is nothing more powerful than walking away and letting life handle what you no longer need to hold on to. At the same time, it is important to be mindful of your own actions. We are not just recipients of karma, we are creators of it. The way we treat others, the way we carry ourselves, and the energy we put into the world will shape our own future. It is easy to think that no one is watching, but the universe always is. So move with intention, move with integrity, move with the understanding that what you do today we'll meet you again tomorrow. Because at the end of the day, no one outruns karma. What goes around always comes around exactly when it's meant to. In a world where noise, opinions, and distractions constantly surround us, silence has become an underrated power. People often feel the need to explain themselves, defend their actions, or constantly prove their worth. We get caught up in trying to make our voices heard, trying to convince others of our intentions, our dreams, or our value. But sometimes the most profound statement you can make is to say nothing at all. Silence speaks louder than words ever could, especially when it is backed by action and success. When you stop trying to prove yourself, when you stop responding to negativity, criticism, or doubt, you give space for your accomplishments to speak for you. Your success, the results of your hard work, and the integrity you carry with you will be the loudest response you can offer. There is no need to argue, no need to explain, no need to justify your worth to anyone. The way you carry yourself, the choices you make, and the path you take will send a clear message to the world without uttering a single word. Silence is not weakness, nor is it submission. It is strength. It is the choice to let your actions, your growth, and your achievements be the testimony of your power. When you choose silence in the face of doubt or negativity, you remove yourself from the cycle of conflict and drama. You no longer need to engage in conversations that drain your energy or distract you from your purpose. Instead, you focus on what truly matters: your progress, your vision, and your peace of mind. In fact, when you remain silent, it gives others the opportunity to witness your evolution. They see you rise, they see you overcome obstacles, and they see you succeed without the need for explanation. You don't need to respond to every critique or demand an apology for every misunderstanding. Your silence will naturally communicate that you are no longer bothered by the opinions of those who don't understand your journey. Your success will be the loudest statement you could ever make. People often fail to realize that not every battle needs to be fought with words. In fact, sometimes the loudest victories are the ones achieved through quiet resilience. When you focus on what you can control and let go of things beyond your reach, you make room for growth. The more you achieve, the more your silence speaks for itself. The most powerful thing you can do is show up, do the work, and let your results speak louder than anything you could say. There are moments in life when we are faced with situations, people, or decisions that feel like we need to fight for or hold on to, even when deep down we know something isn't right. We feel the pressure to stay, to explain ourselves, to hold on for just a little longer, hoping that somehow things will change. But there is a certain peace in walking away, knowing that you don't have to force anything, that the right path will reveal itself in time. Sometimes the greatest thing you can do is to simply let go and let time do the talking. Time has a way of revealing the truth that no immediate action, no amount of effort, and no pleading ever could. When you walk away from something that no longer serves you, you may not see the immediate results or understand the reason behind it, but in time you will realize that your decision was the right one. The things, the people, and the situations that once seemed so important will fade into the past, and you will look back with clarity, understanding that the choice to walk away was an investment in your future. We often want instant results, instant justice, instant closure. We want to know immediately that we made the right decision. But time doesn't work that way. It takes its course, and along the way, it teaches us lessons we didn't even know we needed. It shows us the value of walking away from toxic situations, from relationships that drain us, from opportunities that hold us back. Time teaches us that what we let go of today makes room for something greater tomorrow. It shows us that when we release what's not meant for us, we create space for what truly aligns with our purpose and our worth. When you choose to walk away, you're not giving up, you're giving yourself the freedom to grow. You're allowing yourself to step out of situations that were holding you back, and in time, you'll see that the strength you gain from those decisions will propel you to new heights. The very things you thought you couldn't live without will, in hindsight, seem insignificant. And the moments that once seemed like a setback will now reveal themselves as stepping stones to something better. So when you feel the urge to fight for something that isn't right for you, remember, you don't need to force it. Time will teach the lesson that you don't have to chase. All you need to do is trust the process and let time show you the way. What you walk away from today will be nothing but a lesson tomorrow. And in the end, you'll see that walking away was the best thing you could have done. And when that moment comes, you won't even need to say, I told you so. Your success will say it for you. Thank you.